What's a deal breaker, no matter how attractive a girl or boy is? No sense of humor. Or a sense of humor incompatible with mine. The other day my GF was posting Snapchats of herself laughing hysterically while her roommate was cutting chicken into really small cubes. Why she thought it was funny is completely beyond me. Being generally negative. I went on a date with a girl once to a bar she went to all the time. She proceeded to point out the people she considered her enemies. I did not go on any more dates with her. You just made a new enemy. Serial liar. Nope. Needing to tear others down to build themselves up. Being rude to children, pets, or people who are trying to do their jobs. This is going to be really self-centered, but I can't date a girl who doesn't think I'm funny. She never laughs, she just says, "That's so funny." Bad hygiene. Seriously, it's not that hard to brush your teeth and use deodorant. Edit, guys, calm down. I'm not suggesting that deodorant is a good replacement for a shower. Soap and water first, then deodorant, if needed. My ex definitely needed it. As flattering as it might seem in the beginning, I find it really off-putting when a guy doesn't want to maintain any of his independence or passions. Seriously, go out with your friends, listen to the music you like, keep up the hobbies you enjoy, etc. We have plenty of time to share experiences together, but we don't need to live the same life 24/7. I really don't have friends though. You need to get over your fear of ears before you can have a chance at friendship with a real human being. Temper tantrums. I refuse to put up with childish behavior, but it's my money and I need it now. Lack of communication. I don't need you to be in constant contact with me, but if you are only going to say something once a week to figure out when we are going to meet up, I'm probably going to forget about you very quickly. I'm fortunate enough to have both sets of grandparents still around. My paternal grandparents are terrible communicators. My grandpa's health is failing, mostly slowing down, normal aches and pains and exhaustion, and my grandma acts like he should be 45 again and not 80 because her health is like she's 45 and not 80. She has little sympathy and nags that he naps too much or walks too slowly. I see little love in their relationship and almost only bile from both of them towards each other. My maternal grandparents are great communicators. Grandma has failing health, back problems, all joints replaced, and my grandpa is a friggin' 78-year-old Energizer bunny. He is also my grandma's rock. He cooks, shops, and maintains the bigger things at home. He's often my grandma's cane when she doesn't want to use one. They show affection constantly, cuddle, hold hands and say I love you. Grandma is not an invalid by any standards, and gives plenty of service with baking things, making soups and does some cleaning around the house. She is showing her age. But those surgeries and setbacks she's had in her life haven't phased their relationship, and if anything it's brought them closer. It's given me two very similar situations, but wildly different attitudes I want to learn from in my marriage. Usually it's me, I'm the deal breaker. Not just stupid, but helplessness. Someone who might not know something, but lacks the motivation to find out. You may be very good looking, but if you're so used to everyone figuring out answers for you that you're helpless and lazy, goodbye. The type of people that just throw their hands up and say it's too hard the moment things get more than trivial. This just got too real for anyone who works in it. We've tried nothing, and we're all out of ideas. Constantly on their phones/social media. You're not that big of a deal. No one really cares. All your selfies look the same. Yeah, this one has been growing on me. It almost sucks when you start to hate a beauty for her constant need for approval from, typically Instagram, strangers. Please upvote. When they always compare you to their ex. I'm pretty lucky that early on in our relationship my current BF pointed out to me that I did this, instead of just ending things with me. Willful ignorance. I don't believe I'm the smartest cookie in the room, but I try to educate myself. I always want to learn more about the world. Someone without a similar passion for learning would not have my respect. I once dated a guy who didn't know what offense was, and it was a huge turnoff. I also dated a guy who hated when I tried to split the bill, sad face. He bought the movie tickets, so I thought it would be fair if I paid for the coffee. He didn't like that, so I knew it wouldn't work out. I used to date a guy who hated when I tried to pay or split the bill. This is uncomfortable to me because his persistence and insistence in not letting me pay made me feel like I owed him something, and then he'd hang it over my head. If I'm on a date and they say anything along the lines of if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Yeah, we are done here. Hahaha, they're like, I need to assert dominance with a badly timed Facebook quote I recently saw. I suspect that most women view that sentiment as if you can't handle me when I've got the flu and I'm an awful bundle of Winnie blankets, then you don't deserve me when I'm feeling great and fun to be around. Which is a reasonable stance. But a minority of women really do take it the way Reddit hates, and a majority of men definitely read it in the worst possible way, which is why you don't let other people's memes express your personality. Inability to take accountability for their own mistakes. Inability to take initiative and reciprocate. Arrogance. Self-entitlement. Inflated ego. We all struggle with these things, but for some people there isn't a single moment where they are willing to be introspective and realize that, hey, maybe sometimes shit is your fault. Not that it is about who is at fault, but in order to move forward in a relationship you can't expect the other person to make all the changes. Yes, I had an ex who was 9 years older than me and who blamed everybody else but himself for everything wrong with his life. No degree. Parents got divorced while he was in university. No job. Company he was working for sabotaged his work permit application. Business plan in his home country didn't pan out. He wanted so stay in the same country as me, so it's really my fault, damn it. Never mind that his younger sister was the valedictorian of her university, or that there are very clear rules that small companies had to hire a certain number of locals before they can hire foreigners, or that I would take 5-hour-long bus rides to his country while he was attempting to set his business up to be with him, then take the damn bus back so I could get to my classes. Add to that a horrible temper. He once blew up at a guy for stabbing him in the back hole. They were playing a board game, and I realized life with him would be miserable. Women who talk a little too much shit about their friends. Also, people who can't take a joke. I genuinely don't mind being the butt of your jokes, but you should be willing to take the heat too. Boring in bed. I'm a kinky guy. I'm not giving that up. Poor sense of humor. If I can't drop outrageous puns with you, or you can't appreciate senseless YouTube videos, it's just not going to work. Ever made a joke, but instead of them laughing, they go silent and look confused, or they think you're serious, and they end up explaining things to you, as if you're not quite understanding things, so then you tell them it's a joke and they just look at you and say oh with a serious expression on their face. Yeah, it kind of ruins the flow of things when it gets to that point. Happens to me all the time. I realize I'm just not funny, but I wish I could at least get a pity laugh. Inclination/history of cheating, in all forms. I've been down that road twice before, and no matter how much you think maybe our relationship will be different, it's never going to be. You'll be just another notch in their belt. My soon-to-be ex-husband and his new GF met on Ashley Madison, both looking to cheat on their so's. I was incredulous that anyone would want to start a relationship with someone who was actively trying to cheat. They are both insane, but still. My ex-boyfriend married the girl he cheated on me with, and they are now separated. They didn't even last 2 years of marriage. I'm not normally a spiteful person, but I'm secretly smiling inside. You cheated on me when I specifically asked you not to? Extremely religious. Doesn't matter the religion. I'm agnostic and the other party will more than likely have a problem with me not having some sort of faith. I'm open to any and all religions, but in a relationship it's a hard thing to overcome, unless the other person is respectful to your beliefs. As a fairly religious person, I understand. It's a big part of my life, and if you don't share that, then that's something that we can't ever bond over and possibly cause problems. I find the opposite to be true too. It's a big deal either way. Trying to control my free time. When I come from work and finish studying for a bit, I'm gonna want to play video games or something. I need to unwind. You're more than welcome to join me, but if we can only do what you want to do, then it's a deal breaker. Bad breath.